Welcome back, my Cancer friends, to the extended portion here. So I am using, I was just pre-shuffling here. We ended up here on the Hangman. I didn't notice that. Okay, yep, we were talking about differences in perspective, okay? Seeing something a little bit differently in the general reading. So what do we have here? Additional messages for Cancer, please, Spirit. And especially if you're visiting here, you guys, I love you so, so much. And I hope that you know that truly that was really not even my favorite message to give. Like I said, I had to redo that 3 different times because there was a lot of conflict inside of me. My intention here is to help as much as I possibly can without causing harm. And I know that, especially in times where I've felt a lot of isolation or felt alone. That's not necessarily what I want to hear, but it feels really, really important. So I just want to re-edify you guys. I love you. And I wish that there was a sparklier message to give at this time, but this is what Spirit was adamant about giving. So I hope that, especially if you're here, you're taking the opportunity here to work with those energies, okay? To grow yourself in that way. All right. So what do we have for Cancer? Additional messages. We're looking at messages from your higher self, love and advice, career and advice, and then what you're most likely manifesting based on your thoughts and emotions. Let's take a look. The moon. The moon here to start. Yes. I totally, especially in this deck here, the whole marionette, the strings, the puppetry stuff, I'm very much getting this message of fear, something in your fear base that is controlling you at this time. Back to the trauma thing, if it is abandonment trauma in particular that's coming through, it doesn't have to just be that. It's just letting me know that there's a large portion of what maybe you're doing or saying or feeling that is being, what's the word there? Being driven by your own fear. I'm definitely feeling Mercury retrograde as well. Being driven by your own fear. And there's a need to see that, first of all, that's happening, to see the strings. Let the moonlight catch off the strings so that you can see that. Don't close your eyes to what's happening so that you can see, oh, I'm doing XYZ, and it's not what maybe I want to consciously do. Starting to see that there is an ego or there are unconscious things like fears that can and do control us sometimes. So you're starting to see the strings that are controlling the system. Five of Swords and King of Swords come out here in messages from your higher self. So I'm getting, there is a need for better discernment right now. There's also a need to watch, abrasiveness is what's coming through, to watch conflict. So if this is you in a situation where maybe you feel that, or a relationship is falling apart, or things are going separate ways, or you just feel that way, I'm just getting, like, how do I describe that? You start a new relationship with a friend and you really enjoy their company. They really enjoy your company. Maybe something's come up in their life or something's come up in your own life where you're requesting a little bit more, needing a bit more space. You need to breathe. And this person or you may be reaching out to this other person too much, especially because you are feeling that fear, maybe reaching out even more. What's coming through on this is stop that if that is you in this situation, to use better discernment. What is fueling the action? Is it a fear? Is it a fear of separation, of loss? If that's the case, stop doing that. Stop all action, okay? Until you know why you're behaving in a certain way, don't continue to put that out into this realm, especially during Mercury retrograde. This may be a time also, a reminder to this white flag here on this card is standing out to me. Not like a full surrender, but maybe space is just needed for everybody right now. You know what I mean? Mercury retrograde is not really a time to connect with others outside of us. It's a time to connect with us inside, Cancer inside. So surrender to that force, surrender to that flow of being driven inward. If you're finding that there's a ton of crunchiness or friction when you're reaching out to other people, stop. Stop for a second. Take into consideration what may actually be happening outside of fear, okay? Don't let your fear drive you in this situation. Continue to move, okay. It's important to move towards the truth, to finding out the truth here. But the King of Swords is they're very much sitting back and watching, okay? They're not, they're not as much about like taking action. They are letting other people show them who they are. They are letting situations unfold. They're being perceptive in order to use true discernment. This requires that there is, whether literal non-motion or just finding a centered state, finding a perch here to see what's going on and to truly see what's going on. The five, I was standing out to me here too. The Five of Swords is a combination of the Three and Two of Swords. He's standing over the Two of Swords. X marks the spot there. I feel like you guys are right on the spot. First of all, you're right at that crossroads. Three of Swords. This is your heartbreak and pain. So whatever trauma it is that we're talking about here from the past, this is 100% coming up right now. It is being triggered, and not because of what somebody else is doing, because the trauma's here. There's that whole like stranger runs into you and you're holding a cup of coffee and coffee spills out everywhere on you, onto everything else, onto them. Why did coffee spill from the cup, or why did you spill your coffee? And most people are going to go, well, this dumbass over this yahoo just ran into me. That's totally it. No, you spilled coffee because you had coffee in your cup. We're always going to have situations where stress or pressure are going to collide into us. That is chaos. That is being human. And whatever is inside of us is what will be thrust outward. So if you had tea, if you had water, whatever else in that cup, that's what would have come out. That's why you spilled coffee. That's why this is happening right now. These feelings that you're feeling, those are happening right now because those are the feelings that have been inside. And there's stress and pressure that are exacerbating that and causing that pressure-wise to come up. That's why those emotions are coming up, because those emotions have been inside. Okay? So you're being shown, you're being asked to really take a good look at it right now. Now's the opportunity to do that, to surrender to seeing that. Okay. Last piece here from Cancer's higher self, please. This is the Starseed Oracle. Oh, way too many cards. Let's try that again. Let's try it again. Just one, please. Just one, please. Here we go. The Sisa Mentaka, seeing potential, bringing unconscious to light. Unconsciousness to light. Yes! Exactly what I was saying there. Like the unconscious, what is unconscious needs to and is being requested to be brought to light. Coffee, whatever's in your cup here. There will always be pressure situations that cause that to happen, but I do believe also there are times in our life where that is intentionally happening to push things outside of us so that we can see what's inside of us, what's going on. Because a lot of the times we don't take the time to do that when we're in a good place, right? Who wants to go do deep trauma shadow work when we're feeling good? Not me. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't think that's typical. So there is potential right now. That was coming through with the empty room here too. The empty room has nothing but potential. But sometimes we can look at potential as that's not enough. So you're being asked to see potential for what it is. Everything that you could possibly want. But first, there is a need to pay attention to what's coming up from the unconscious too. Okay, let's move into love for you guys. Love for Cancer. Strength and Tower. Dear God. Okay, I feel like this message is pretty clear, and I feel like it's getting a little bit circular at this point. But with relationship, love in particular, this doesn't have to just be love, like romantic relationships, but friendships, family members, what have you. Maybe there is something that has come apart or is coming apart with the Tower coming through here. The Tower is something that has to come down, though. The Tower was not meant to be a permanent structure. We build it, though. Our ego builds it because we feel safe, we feel special, we feel whatever the ego is wanting us to experience, to feel. So we build these towers. The towers do allow us to see. We have a vantage point, a perspective shift. I feel like this is pointing to, with all the perspective shifts, relationship, love. Yes, exactly what we've been talking about. Connection. Something is coming apart in what once was, the way that you are feeling in general. If there isn't a current relationship that's come apart, this to me feels like you've built this tower around these components inside of yourself, and this is a part of what's coming up from the unconsciousness too. That's falling apart, like a castle, sort of, that protection. You may be trying to protect yourself from the protected lesson, but that protected lesson is always going to burst through. It's not going to allow whatever structure you are trying to build around that to avoid it to prevail. It will always require that that comes down. With strength coming through here too, this does tell me that this is not easy. Back to inside here. There's a need really to dig deeper, And that came through in the main meditation here. What you're looking for is deep, deep, deep in the belly of the beast there. This is not going to be found by force, though. I know it looks like he's forcing that open. This is going to require a gentle, compassionate hand for yourself. And not pity. We're not talking about self-pity. Woe is me. Oh, my life, this, that. That's not helping anybody, and that's not what we're talking about. And that can definitely be a shadow portion of any sign. But Cancer especially can certainly slip into that place. So we're just not going to do that. It's okay that it's a part of our shadow, and it's okay if we experience it from time to time, but we're not going to let it prevail. We're not going to let it be the main theme of our life. We're digging deeper, okay? There is an answer to what it is that you're experiencing right now, and it's inside. The answer is inside this whole time. Can we get, let's see here. Not an animal message? Okay. All right. Pull another animal card here for you guys. 1313 on the timer. Additional messages here for Cancer. Snake. Snake came through. And it did kind of come through upside down here. I don't always pay attention to that with this deck, but it's standing out to me right now. So, Guardian of Unawakened Magic and Creative Potential. That was a part of the Swan too, this creative potential. So it feels like you guys are, it's like you're on the precipice of something with that Ace of Candles especially. This is major creativity and energy. There is a completely different way to experience your life right now that's just on the other end, other side of whatever is unawakened here, whatever is in the unconscious. It's like it's been bubbling up to the surface and you've been so close at seeing it, but you're just missing something. Maybe even feeling like you're chasing your tail here, the Ouroboros in general. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. Yes. So in balance, prosperous, creative, and charismatic. Out of balance, starts and stops many things. To bring into balance, Kundalini yoga and meditation. So I'm brought back to, especially with the meditation and the Swan, these moments of solitude, of being alone. We meditate, we can meditate in groups, but this is, with strength looking inside, it's telling me that there is something serious that's coming up right now to be seen. And you're being asked to put in the effort to see it more clearly. Okay? Not to continue walking around and just wondering, like, why is all of this happening? You know, why am I feeling like I'm running into dead end after dead end after dead end? If there is a constant theme that's happening in our lives, bet there's something going on inside that is propagating that. And you are being asked to look. You're being asked to look and see exactly what that is. Okay? All right, so let's move into career for you guys. Page of Pentacles and King of Cups. You've had 2 King of Cups now. This is just telling me that I feel like your emotions are probably heightened. You guys feel very deeply, Cancer. I also feel very deeply. Virgo Moon, Cancer Venus also. I've got Pisces Cancer. I've got a lot of water in my chart. I feel you. Okay. And from personal experience, I can tell you when I'm not emotionally prepared to center myself, shit gets thick quick. um, Especially, I think, being manifesting generator, you know, Gemini as well. There's a lot of connection with my emotions to manifesting and our words. And it is for everybody. I'm just giving like as an example here. I know, I get it. I feel for you, okay, is what I'm trying to say. The message here is there is a need to center your emotional experience. Things may be a little bit rocky right now. And it kind of feels like connection outside of work is bleeding into, or can bleed into work, is what I'm getting from this. With Page of Pentacles there, you may be in a process right now where you're being asked to be smart about something. You're being asked to dig a little bit deeper in this vein as well, to take something that is existing right now and to find a way to improve on it, to make it better. This requires a level of centeredness, though, with your emotions. There could be something going on at work that is exacerbating the emotional situation right now, but for the most part, it feels like this is coming more from outside relationships. So compartmentalization, although it's not something that I recommend as a permanent thing, this could be helpful for you right now. Not that it's totally possible, like we are human, we can't leave everything out of work, you know, etc. Making a conscious effort, though, to put on your inquisitive, curious hat when you're at work and allowing yourself to find a centered space, even when the emotions may be tumultuous around you, okay? And that doesn't need to be that way all the time, but right now it just feels like, the emotions are very high and it's bleeding into many different areas. Okay, which oracle deck here? Crow. Last piece here for Cancer on career. But something new coming forward, actually, this is standing out for me. The pentacle and the cup, the chalice being raised there. It's like there may be an offer coming forward for some of you because of your ability to be creative, or this may be an opportunity to be creative that fills your cup, though, as well. Ooh, my goodness, not that one. Illusion is what comes through here. Okay, so illusion, I feel like this is talking about, like, I do feel like there's an opportunity that's available for some of you here, and this may be missed if you're falling into an illusion right now. And the illusion that this is talking about would be, like I said, emotions from relationships outside of work. If you are not able to make a distinction or to compartmentalize, at least momentarily for right now, that work is a separate experience than maybe something else that's going on outside of work, you may be falling into illusion. You may be allowing an experience outside of work to bleed into and taint your work experience as well. This key is standing out to me in front of the mirror here, which reminds me of the Five of Pentacles, that key to open that door. We have access to that key. We can move ourselves from any emotion at any time. We hold that key. Don't disillusion yourself, okay? All right, so let's move into your manifestation potential. You have the High Priestess and Seven of Pentacles. So with the High Priestess, especially, back to things coming up from the unconscious realm, fears. She is a badass bitch. She's very powerful. And you have a deep power as well. The thing with this, though, is, well, I guess we'll do both of these. There's a patience that's attached to the Seven of Pentacles that's coming through here for me. There's something you've been working towards, or just in general, you're being asked to be patient. There's a need to hone your skills right now. And this, I feel like, is in the realm of relationships, where you may be having anxious or avoidant attachment style issues, trauma that's coming up, etc. With the High Priestess, she is the guardian essentially to all knowledge, and she may share her secrets or she may not. What I'm getting from this and being in your manifestation is, depending on where you're at, if you're focusing on the loss, if maybe you're not being patient, you're trying to push through this lesson, you're blowing past the guardianship of the High Priestess here. You're going and jumping in that river of all knowledge, and you may not be safe. You may be drowning in insanity because there's a lot there. We're not meant to just like absorb everything all at once, right? There's a need to go into that information with a guide, the High Priestess here. So I feel like it's possible to manifest this deeper, or you are working to understand something at a deeper level that's in the unconscious. You want the energy of the High Priestess there to help you through. This requires that you surrender. It's coming through again here. You surrender to that process, which means letting go of any barriers for entry for yourself into this realm, okay? There may be some really frustrating emotions that are covering up the truth of why a situation's happening, or why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Allow yourself to know that there's something more that you need to learn here. That's the surrender component that's coming through. Surrender to the process of what it is that you are working to manifest, okay? So last oracle card here. Blue Angel. Last piece of advice here for Cancer, please, Spirit. This is the Blue Angel Oracle deck. You do want this one. Okay. So Life Everlasting. I'm going to read this one from the book here real quick. Your immortal nature, excuse me. Your life is an eternal blessing that spans endless light years in all directions. There's light and love within every atom of your being. For you are a luminous soul. You are one with God and Goddess. You exist in the heart of oneness. You are not your physical body. The real you transcends all form, all time, and all space. You are ageless. Your soul folds back within itself life after life. You are the oneness that is all, the eternal I am. May this message remind you of your immortal nature, and may you be forever grateful. Within time there are endless years. Beyond time there is eternity. Today marks the start of a new chapter in the beautiful story that is you. Forget the script, for in truth there is none. Simply be the expression of love that you truly are. Only by the wave falling back into the sea can it become unlimited. Never as a wave can it be so. Then, after it has become the sea, it can become the wave again. This is Swami Vivekananda. I love that quote. What that's saying to me is, first of all, this protected lesson, kind of back to that. What this is telling me is like, this will take as long as it takes for you to learn this component, whether it's this lifetime or lifetimes outside of this one. But you are being reminded of this nature of surrender. The wave is the wave until it needs to come back into the greater whole, the deeper unconscious, which is what we're doing right now in Mercury retrograde, to gather more energy so that it can become the wave again. So you're in a time where you are gathering information and energy. There's no need to be the wave right now, okay? There's no need to force yourself into anything right now. You're being asked to be a part of the ocean and let its deeper wisdom bestow upon you the key to this chest that is the lesson here you're being asked to see. Okay, Cancer, I love you guys so, so much, and I truly hope that this was helpful. Until next time, okay, please take care of yourselves. Be well.